my name is Cindy.Wetzel and I'm an independent sales consultant for Norwex, and I am here to talk to you a little bit about our new Lysere skincare line. Now, I know what you're thinking. Isn't Norwex a cleaning company? Why are they doing skincare all of a sudden? So I thought the same thing, and we'll get into that. But let me tell you a little bit about my background. Before I had my kiddos, I was a business manager for both Clinique and for Lancome. So I've learned a lot about skincare. I actually wanted to be a trainer for those companies. I just love teaching other people, and it just excites me to talk about skincare. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of some of the basics of what it takes for healthy skin. So number one, it is a continuous cell turnover. Number two is an intact moisture barrier. Number three is a balance of oils in the skin. And number four is a strong support system. So I'm gonna go over each and every one of those a little bit more in detail. First, I'm going to talk about our body cloth. This is amazing because with just a little bit of water, it will take off all of your makeup, all of your mascara with just the cloth and water. Not only that, but it's gonna have the back lock in it, which is the microsliver that is gonna go in and it's gonna eliminate all of the bacteria that is in your cloth. So it's gonna be your self-cleaning cloth. Like, that alone is just amazing. But this is really going to exfoliate the skin. It's gonna be very gentle on the skin. It's super soft, yet exfoliating at the same time. And so this is what's gonna get that dead skin off of the surface of the skin. Now, it takes 28 days for the new, more resilient skin that's underneath the surface to come up to the surface of your skin. As we age, it can take up to 72 hours. So what we want to make sure we do is we're speeding up that process as much as we can so that our more youthful skin that's underneath, that new vibrant skin, can come to the surface. And that's what's going to give you that healthy glow. So when Norwex came out with this new Lysere skin line, I was the first one to be skeptical because, having a skincare background, I didn't only try my company's skincare, I've tried it all of them in the whole entire department. Tell you, I tried it all. So when Norwex came out with this new line, I didn't even want to try it because my standards were just super high, and I mean, it was clean and green, and it doesn't have any toxins or chemicals, and it's like, how well can it do if it doesn't have those ingredients that are gonna really help with the fine lines and the firming and everything like that? So I reluctantly gave it a try, and I was so surprised. My skin was super soft, it was super hydrated, and the secret of knowing if a moisturizer is just covering up and masking the fact that you have dry skin, or if it's actually going in and repairing that hydration, the secret is, after you have cleansed your skin, how does your skin feel? Does it feel super dry and super tight on your skin? That's a telltale sign that these other companies, they have these amazing moisturizers and they feel so good on the skin, but as soon as you take it off the surface of your skin, there's nothing left over. What I found with Norwex's Lysere line is that after I've cleansed my skin still feels hydrated from within. That's the key of knowing if your skincare is repairing the damage or actually covering up the fact that you have dry skin. So that's what I loved so much about this. Now, after you cleanse your skin, it's inevitably, you're taking all the moisture off of your skin. So it is gonna feel slightly drier, don't get me wrong, but it still feels hydrated from within. That is what is key. So moving on to number two for healthy skin is an intact moisture barrier. Now, most of you are saying, what in the world is that? So I'm gonna give you a little illustration here. So this is the skin barrier right here. And these are the new skin cells that your body is creating. And you see how plump they are? As they move up to the surface, you see how they get flatter and flatter? What happens is the skin cells, they start to flatten, and all of the nutrients that's inside here, it starts to be squeezed out. And you have the nutrients that's coming in, and in between your skin cells right here, it is going to be forming that moisture barrier. So as environmental pollutants come in contact with the skin, the moisture barrier can lose its effectiveness. And as you can see, this is what can happen to damaged skin right here. So what Norwex is gonna do is it's gonna come in and it is going to repair the damage. This is the moisturizer that's coming through, and it is gonna fill in where the moisture barrier is not intact. So that is what I love so much about this, because there's not very many products out there that is gonna help with the moisture barrier. It's gonna put on a bunch of moisture and make you feel like your skin is hydrated, when really it's just going to help dehydrate you. You know, your skin made this moisture barrier so that it can keep the hydration inside. Whenever there's a break in the moisture barrier, that's when all the hydration gets evaporated a little bit too quickly. So to begin with, we have our Lysere Illuminating Oil. Now, if you have oily skin, I know what you're thinking. You're like, okay, my skin is oily. The last thing I want to do is to put more oil in my skin. However, if you have oily skin, if you are not properly hydrated, your skin is just going to be like, I need to produce even more oil. That's why it's so important to balance that oil, which brings me to number 3. You got to make sure you balance the oil so that your skin isn't overproducing or it isn't overly dry. So this product is really going to come in and it's going to help balance that. And then you have your day cream, and this is going to come in and it is going to protect you from all of the environmental pollutants, all those free radicals that are getting into the skin. This is going to come in and it has a lot of antioxidants, a lot of vitamins, and it's really going to help to nourish the skin. So number 4 is a strong support system, which can be the collagen. That's what's going to give you that plump look. And we start losing collagen in our 20s. So our night cream is going to come in, and it's a little bit more hydrating than the day cream, and it's going to come in at night when our body restores itself, and it has a little bit of an extra punch, a little bit more of those antioxidants, a little bit more nutrition. Now, I had a lot of customers be like, well, if it has extra stuff, why can't I just use this during the daytime? Well, the night cream is also going to help with your continuous cell turnover. And so it's going to slough off all of that dead skin. And you don't want that during the day. When you got your makeup on top of that, it's gonna start to cause your makeup to peel a little bit, and that you definitely don't want that. So only at nighttime, and this is gonna go in and it's gonna help repair. It's gonna help really hydrate and plump the skin up from within. You can kind of think about it like the flowers. Look at this. You can tell I have a little bit of a brown thumb instead of a green thumb. But what's going to happen to flowers when they're not properly hydrated? They're going to start to wilt, and it's going to be the same thing for your face. A lot of people think that they have fine lines, but really they're dehydration lines. So once your skin is properly hydrated, it's going to plump from within, and it is going to help fill in all of those dehydration lines. It also helps with wrinkles as well, and it's just going to give you that overall healthy, younger looking skin. And when your skin is acting healthier, it is going to prevent yourself from those premature aging as well. And then we also have our eye cream, and this is fun. It's going to also help with those fine lines and wrinkles, help really hydrate, get rid of those dark circles and the puffiness, and it helps combat the look of fatigue eyes. And it also has optical diffusers, which is fun because it's gonna go in, and when the light hits your face, it's gonna scatter the light, covering up any imperfections that you might have. So this line is gonna give you that nice, healthy looking, dewy look that everybody craves so much. And what's gonna help the most with the dewiness is this illuminating oil. I love this stuff so much. If you do have more of an oilier skin, you might think about just using this at night, because even though I'm telling you it's not gonna make your skin oilier, sometimes people with oily skin, they don't wanna have that shininess, they don't wanna have that feel of oil on their skin. If you feel that way, just give it a try at night, see how your skin does. If you like the way your skin feels whenever you wake up, you can try doing it during the day. So now some of you may wanna have something that helps a little bit more with those lines and wrinkles. If that is you, we also have our Naturally Timeless. We have our serum, we have our day cream, we have our night cream, and the eye cream. This is recommended for ages 40 plus. It's gonna give you a little bit more of that anti-aging properties that you might be looking for. If your skin is oily, even if you're over 40, you probably wanna stick with Lysere, because this stuff is gonna be a little bit more hydrating. It helps a little bit more for super, super dry skin. So definitely keep that in mind. And keep in mind, whenever you try a new line, you might get a couple of breakouts, and don't worry, that's the purging process. It's this stuff getting all of the impurities out of the skin and bringing it to the surface, which is a good thing. That's what you want it to do. So if you're having a breakout for over 28 days, you may think about switching to a different line. But if you have a breakout here and there, don't worry, keep going, give it 28 days. Anyway, give it a try, let me know what you think. Bye.